Hello, it's Coyote Christina, surfer, author, dreamweaver. We are in week 2 of the Amazed and Amused campaign. Amazed and Amused is the short title for my second book that I'm working to get published. I'm doing this campaign to share it with you all. I'm hoping you get inspired and you join my Patreon account to watch more videos and learn more. And yeah, let's see. Yesterday, it is week 3 of the campaign, and no, it is not. It is week 2, day 3, which is Totem Tuesday. I wanted to share a little. We talked yesterday. We were on the beach and we did our staff pose with our breathing exercise, and that's our daily yoga pose and breathing exercise. So if you can go to Monday and watch that and then do that yoga pose and that breathing exercise every day, it's a great way just to come into the present moment. And the more we can bring ourselves into the present moment, the more we're able to reclaim our birthright of joy and live and move towards joy. So let's see. Oh, so we were on the beach, and we also talked about that this week we are going to be looking at the initiation stage of the journey, with the animal totems for the initiation stage are number 1, rabbit for fear, deer for gentleness, frog for cleansing, and bat for rebirth. So those are the 4 animals. And initiation, basically what initiates us is feeling the pain. So when we stop running away, when we stop avoiding and denying, and we face those things that we've been avoiding. So I was just going to read from medicine cards about rabbit. Scared little rabbit, please drop your fright. Running doesn't stop the pain or turn the dark to light. So that's just a very good medicine for me. I'm very familiar with the fear. It's what motivated me subconsciously for a long time. I actually think it's probably why I wrote my first book 10 years ago, and then got it published. I had paid to have it professionally edited, created a website, and then I didn't market it. And sometimes I wonder why, and I really think it was fear. And maybe not being ready, wasn't quite ready to put all that information or put myself out there fully, or do what it would take to be successful or to get the information out. And then I found when you don't market and you don't network, when I didn't put myself out there, not much happened with that book. It just kind of sat there, sold a few copies. Kind of got to the stage now where I've known people for a couple of years and they'll be like, you wrote a book? I don't even tell them that I've written a book. But now I'm going to change that. It's my dream to be a published author. This campaign is about community building around that idea. I'm asking for your support. I talk about the fear that has held me back, but I'm overcoming that. When I'm talking about that campaign in the news section of my website and talking about the campaign, I talk about that fear if you want to hear more. And maybe I just need a little more time to get my feet under me and to have the confidence to put myself out there and share the magic that I've found deep within on my journey to joy with the help of animal guides. And that's what I'm doing now, is sharing that with you. Sometimes I like to joke that since I'm from Iowa, I had that if you build it, they will come field of dreams. So if you write it, they will come, they will buy it. But so far, I need to do some marketing, pretty sure. But once again, it goes back to building that confidence and trust. Trust I needed to put myself out there, and now here I am. So let's do this. Let's see. So I'm just going to read a little bit from. Well, first of all, initiation, and so the skill set we learn during this stage when we stop running from that pain and from the fear and face it and let ourselves sit with that pain. That's grounding ourselves and honoring our feelings and honoring our experience. And so when we start to feel the pain, and that's the initiation stage, it may be confusing, but if we become curious instead of fearful, we can develop the skills needed to identify these feelings and begin to process them. Hiding from our feelings can create a lot of fear, and that is why rabbit is one of our guides for the initiation stage of the journey. To process this fear, we have the help of deer and frog. These animal guides not only teach us to be gentle with ourselves and the power this brings, but also encourages us to cleanse our bodies, minds, and spirit of any person, place, or thing that does not contribute to our newfound peace and happiness. Once we have learned to honor our fear without being controlled by it and have developed a level of self-compassion that allows us to begin to identify unhealthy habits and patterns without too much judgment, we can call back to our side to experience rebirth, letting go of all that we no longer need and opening to the ever-changing possibilities and opportunities that life provides when we honor our feelings, when we honor our right to be and our right to feel. And this skill set is also located in our first and second chakra. So our first chakra, root chakra, is the right to be, and that is at the very base of our torso. And the second chakra, the sacral chakra, is our right to feel, and that's in our sacral area. And I feel like I'm forgetting a word, but it is that our right to feel. So all this body sensations. So let's see. I also, and just a little more about rabbit. Rabbit is a fear caller, and I'm sure we've all heard, but I like how they say it in the medicine cards here. On page 158, rabbit medicine people are so afraid of tragedy, illness, disaster, and being taken that they call those very fears to them to teach them lessons. The keynote here is what you resist will persist. What you fear most is what you will become. So don't let fear control you, because that's what happens. We have to recognize our fear and honor it, but not listen to it. That's another from Pema Chodron. When Things Fall Apart, she talks about a young warrior going into battle with fear. And I'll just tell the story now. Well, I don't know the whole story, but basically she prepares, and when she meets fear, and she says, I honor you, and fear's like, that's good that you respect me. And fear basically says to her, the key is when I lean real close, or when I get to you, or anytime I come to you, the key is not listening to me, because if you don't listen to the fear, it doesn't have power over you. So I think that's a very poignant fear lesson. Easier said than done, for sure, because I ran for 30 years from my childhood trauma. And I'm just going to end tonight with sharing a poem with you that I wrote in 2018. This is in the book, in Amazed and Amused. So, alone. There are mornings I awake and the air is heavy, a nostalgia for what was, what will never be, returning from the haze of subconscious in the early morning light. Thick and pregnant are the losses of an untouched womb, working so hard to be happy in a life with so many possibilities, but no solid ground on which to stand. The strong embrace of a man willing to test his heart eludes me, pursued so feverishly by those pulsating with passion's desire, hoping that hunger will keep them coming back, knowing it is not enough. Once the prize of pursuit transforms into the possibility of loss, once their skin is in the game, so few remain, so few words to explain. The deathly quiet of silence fills the air. I inhale the silence, and I inhale. The silence enters my body, finding its way to every molecule of doubt in my being. I am alone in the utter stillness of my fears. I am alone, I am alone, I am alone. A chant of reverence that haunts me, searching for a crack in my bones, looking for a point of entry, a place left unguarded in the depths of my being, perhaps a tiny fracture remains from those words you said or did not say when you walked away. When the air is thick and my heart is tired, the silence scares me. Sometimes it finds its way into the marrow of my being and echoes through the hollow of my bones. You are alone, you are alone, you are alone. The mantra of memory that is my shadow, so hard to see, so easy to feel. Dimly lit rooms, confusion, isolation. All I wanted was the warm embrace of my father, but he was gone. All I want is the warm embrace of a man who does not understand but acts on love anyway and knows how much I need to fill. His strong arms around me and a gentle embrace on the nights when my being remembers the feelings I've been trying to forget. Running, avoiding for over 30 years, bringing them along inside my soul. There is no escape, only the rawness of a festering wound left unattended for so many years. Namaste. Thank you for letting me share with you tonight and for being here. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll go to chakras and talk more about the chakras and our right to feel and our right to be. Peace out.